Ugh. Hello guys, my name is Calamity Joe. Welcome back to a new Minecraft YouTube live stream on this Calamity Joe YouTube channel. We're live on Minecraft Survival Legacy. Yeah, we're here. I can see that we got one viewer so far. I don't want to click that. That's the wrong button. I haven't put this stream in the comments yet in my Discord yet, so I'm just gonna quickly do that. I saw someone's commented, but I didn't get a glimpse of the name because I was. Hello, Rafa. Welcome to the stream. Right, so we're gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way. Out. It's just. How are you, Rafa? By the way. I was the viewer. Yeah. There must be a bit of a stream delay. Yeah, I saw that someone had commented, but I didn't get a glimpse of the name because I'd already clicked off the stream to go and put a notification in my Discord server that the stream had started, because I put notifications in my Discord server every time we stream. Every time that there's a stream, I put a notification in the Discord server that I've started one. It's just so people can see that, you know, the stream started. Just got the 8. Just got the notification. For me, it says 1. Wow. No, it's because it's a huge because the streams on YouTube Shorts, you know, people scrolling on Shorts now pops up for people who are, you know, looking at Shorts. Hello, Umagor. Welcome to the stream. I haven't seen you on the streams in a while. Welcome. No, 8. I got the notification. Yeah. I got a bit of an announcement, guys. The V for Vendetta podcast episode that I was going to do, I'm going to have to delay it a little bit. I'm going to have to delay the V for Vendetta podcast episode I was doing because I shot a good 4 minutes of it earlier on, and I did not like the way it looked. There's an AI on your stream? What do you mean an AI? Are you talking about Nightbot? Are you talking about Nightbot? Yeah, if you're talking about Nightbot, Nightbot's not AI. Nightbot's a bot. Yeah, Nightbot's not AI. Nightbot is a bot. A bot is different to AI. Yeah, basically, I can tell you the difference. A bot can't do anything by itself. A bot will only say what it's told to. So whenever Nightbot says anything, it's exactly what I've typed for it to say. So yeah, Nightbot can only say what I tell it to. It can't think for itself. That's the difference between a bot and AI. Right, so we're going to let this naturally grow. Drop some saplings a minute. Yeah, thanks for telling me. It's alright. Yeah, Nightbot is not Nightbot, and there's another one. There's Nightbot is the same. There's another one called Bot something, and Nightbot is generally just a bot that's programmed by the streamer to say what it wants. So if I wanted to, if I wrote for it to say hi to you, it would automatically say, it would say it exactly how I spelt it out. So if I spelt, for example, say I put a spelling mistake in, it would do it with a spelling mistake because the bot can't think for itself. It's really interesting, actually. Yeah, the difference is not vast though, but the only difference is an AI can sort of think for itself. Hello, Calamity of Joe's kneecaps. you are in pain today after my walk yesterday, guys. I walked 7 miles yesterday. You're almost at 6,842. Yeah, we've lost a couple. We have lost a couple, actually. 7,000. Yeah, we're almost there. We're 160. We're 158 away. We have lost a few, actually. We have lost a few. We were 800 and we were at 7th. We were at 6,846 yesterday. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna get loads of saplings across here. So we got 2 more spruce. I mean 3. Yeah, Calamity of Joe's kneecaps are probably sore today. Ooh. Right, we're just going to see if we can get a couple. Why did you hurt me? I haven't hurt you, Calamity of Joe's kneecaps. Why did I hurt you? I didn't. I just went on a walk. I just went on a really long walk for health reasons. Well, I say health reasons. I'm not actually that unhealthy, guys. So we've picked up 13 and 10. We're just waiting for a couple more of these. So we're just waiting for. We want to see if we can get any more saplings from this. As it stands, we've picked up 27, 12, and 7. Hagstorm by C418. It's nostalgic. Yeah, it is. Oh. So how many saplings we got? 27, 7, 12. So we've got 39, 46. Be nice if we can get a. Be nice if we could get a couple more. Hi, good morning. How are you? I have a question. Do you think my ward would look good with a messy gravel and stone paths or the paths you have? It depends what you're looking for. So, I keep going for like a medieval stone path. I keep going for a medieval stone path or the dark oak and birch. It doesn't matter though. I really like those messy gravels, to be honest, Globeans. I really like those messy gravel paths, but I can't do them because I can't work out how to do them. But they do look nice. Right, so that's another spruce. Are these These are completely filled up again. Right, so how are these, like, you know, are these like really completely blocked up then? The one thing that you don't need, the one thing that we don't need, guys, hello Assassin Gaming, welcome to the stream. So we're gonna take that stuff back. We will take that stuff back, but then I want to go through here first. So we picked up another spruce. We've only picked up 7 oak. I don't actually think we want any of these. CA. Logan and Hog 10 Gaming Company first. Blimey. How you doing? I'm doing really well. How are you? We're just getting rid of some cactus because we got double chests. We got multiple chests full of it. How are you, Joe? I'm really good. How are you? I'm going to go to the next step on my board. Cool. That's a very long name. That's a very long name, Logan and Hog 10 Gaming Company first. There we go. Just clean that area up a bit. So, I would love to get a couple more saplings. No, I just said, wait. It is a. I said it's a very. It's a. What? Or you did make it up, really, didn't you? All names, all YouTube names are made up. I just said it's a very long name. Every YouTube name's. Joe, can I act like a bot so when people I will say hello and promote your book? Well, you can if you want. You can if you want. You can act like a bot if you want. But I don't know what promoting the book does, though, because I haven't, even though I've been promoting the book, I haven't actually, nothing's really happened with promoting the book. It's a very, it's a cool name. Just very, I don't get how some people come up with like really long names. I had someone in my stream the other week. Their name was my ass even bigger. My fat ass even bigger than your ass. That's what someone's name was called. I'm like, it was such a long name that it didn't even show up on the screen, which I did find very, very funny. Yeah, this person's name was so long it didn't even show up. It cut it actually cut off, which I find very, very funny that it actually did cut off. Oh, sorry guys, I'm choking. Eggs. I want to go and I want to get this place. Let's go and do that in a minute, guys. I want to get this chicken farm going. Let's go grab some buckets of water. It's not inappropriate. It's not inappropriate. It's not inappropriate, really. It's only inappropriate if you think it's inappropriate. But if you think someone saying that they've got a big ass is inappropriate, it's actually not. It's not inappropriate. How old is my world? My world is 9 years. 9 years old. I've had this. I've been playing on this Minecraft world for. I've been playing on this Minecraft world since 2000 and. I've been playing on this Minecraft world since 2016. Oh. I've been playing on this Minecraft world since 2016, so it will be 9 years in. It will be 9 years. Well, it'd be 9 years in just under a year. It'll be 9 years in August 2026. So, I want to get this chicken coop going. We got 2 chicken coops, so I want to get this chicken coop going as well. So that is crazy. I'm surprised. But it's true. Yeah, I generally created this world in 2016. Like, what's more weird about that? As you just said, it's crazy and you're surprised. What's more crazy about that is the fact that I've got. Well, on this Minecraft version, like literally, this place is. Well, on this Minecraft version, you can reset the end. On this Minecraft version, you can reset the end. So I've taken the Ender Dragon on. I've taken the Ender Dragon on this version. I've taken the Ender Dragon on this version a lot, like over 100 times. Because on this version, you could reset the end. On this version, you could reset the end. So what that means is that you can... What it means is basically you can reset the end. You can reset the end. So basically you can... Yeah. This is Legacy Console Edition. So... Legacy Console Edition, you could reset the end, so it meant that you can constantly take on the Ender Dragon more. So, for example, I've taken on the Ender Dragon. So, for example, I've taken on the Ender Dragon a lot on this world. I've taken the Ender Dragon a lot in this Minecraft world, but it's because you could do that. On Legacy Console Edition, you could reset the nether and the end. So it means that even if you've done absolutely everything, you've got absolutely everything you could possibly get in the nether, you could constantly go and get more. If you get what I mean. So, whoops. I'm just going to go and... go. Well, yeah, well, what I don't have on this version, because this version's discontinued. This version was discontinued in 2018. So what I don't have is Ocean Aquatic. I don't have anything after Ocean Aquatic because Ocean Aquatic went on to Xbox 360 version, Wii U version, PS3, PS4, but Xbox One version and Nintendo Switch version never got 1.13. So yeah, the Wither's been in here longer than I've played this version. The Wither's been in here longer than I've played Minecraft. When you said about how surprising it is this world's like from 2016, I literally had people in recent times. I've had people in recent times tell me that I've had this world since they were like. I had someone a couple of weeks ago say that I've been playing this Minecraft world since they were 4. Which they made me feel old. I was hoping I'd get another chicken in there, but I'm open to move. I'm open for these chickens to move. Good chicks. Good chicken. 2016-06. Yeah, I've been playing this world. I would have been 14. I would have been 14 in 2016. Yeah, I've generally had people recently tell me that I've generally had people tell me tell me that you've had this Minecraft world since I was like 4 or 5. I'm hoping we can get another chicken from you. I think it's fine. There we go. So that chicken coop is now perfect. It's now working again. Ooh, perfect. Yeah. But I think it's nice though, guys. I think it's nice if you have a Minecraft world that's old. I think it's nice if you have a Minecraft world that you've had for a long time. So for example, because I've had this Minecraft world for so long, like you can see it's sort of like a nostalgia for you as well. Like you can see, you know, how you've changed as a person. Pretty much with this though, with having a Minecraft world that's old, you can see how much you've changed as a person. Like your building styles changed. Hello Swiss Rats, welcome to the stream. You can see how your building styles changed and just basically how you've changed as a person. Sorry guys, my foot's a bit sore. But then my foot's no longer hurting today, guys. That was just my sock was rubbing against something. But there we go. Here we go. So, how is everybody on this stream? Is everybody good? I'm doing right, that's good to hear. Hello Calm Assassin, welcome to the stream. I love this place. I love this area here that we made the other week. Whew. I can make an announcement, guys. The V for Vendetta episode that I was doing, I'm going to have to delay it again. Basically, I started editing it. And I realised that it didn't look very good, so I'd shot some of the narration for it, and I didn't think that the script was detailed enough. I'm Assassin again. I just changed my name. Yeah, I know Calm Assassin because I noticed that the profile picture was similar. I'm just gonna go and replant. I'm just gonna go and replant our trees. So that's 6, 7, 8 because we got 4 on each thing. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So yeah, 8, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 8, 16. Here we go. So we could definitely do something here. If I had a pickaxe right now, which I do not, but I can go and get one from over here, it might be worth us getting rid of this. Do you know, if I wasn't an idiot, guys, I would totally move this house. I would totally move this house. If I wasn't stupid, which I am. Hold on a minute. This is 5 blocks up here, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The downstairs is 1 block smaller. Just noticed that. What I want to thinking about we do. I just want to move that a second. You're not stupid. Well, what I was going to suggest for a second. I think we take this house and then we move it. We don't move it much, but we move it. I think we move this house for a few blocks back, so it lines up with the path here. You're intelligent. Not really. Not really. On stuff I should know, I'm terrible. Do you know what? I saw some daft stuff yesterday, guys. There's a guy in my friend's Discord server. I think he's like... I think I've mentioned the guy before, the guy from Armenia. He put in a picture of an actress as her character and put why she possessed. I'm like, it's a TV... I put it's a TV character. Have you ever eaten ice cream? What do you mean, have I ever eaten ice cream? Of course I've eaten ice cream. So, okay. So, how far do I need this to go back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. One, two, three. Of course I've eaten ice cream. I'm not young, guys. I think it was the actress from Wednesday, basically, General Ortega. So this guy puts in a picture, why is she possessed? And this guy's like deeply religious, and I don't think he's got a clue that she's an actor in a TV show. So he thinks that she's possessed. He generally thinks that she's possessed. Because of the way she's moving. But I'm like, it's a TV... she's an actor. She's playing a character in a TV series. Honestly, it honestly baffled me. I'm like, but she's an actress in a TV show. Like, she doesn't actually move around like that. That's just... I think, but no, it was the way she was looking in Wednesday, I think it was. And this guy puts why she possessed. I'm like, but she's not possessed. It's a bloody TV series. Why would you even need... Why would you need plastic surgery anyway? So, I've brought this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I brought this 5 blocks 4. But I brought this 5 blocks forward. I feel bad for him. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be 5. So this is where this is where the front door will be. Yeah, I don't think the guy itself, I don't think like he really knows what's going on. Well, I have no idea. I've never watched the show, but I just found it funny that this guy was saying about why does she look possessed, but I'm like, she's an actress. She's playing a character. That's not actually how she looks. But I just found it funny. I was like, that just confuses me when people generally believe that actresses look like that. But she doesn't actually look like that. She's playing a TV character. She's playing a character in a TV series. Yeah, but that's true, Swiss Rich, yeah. But that's not what I was referring to. The guy then suddenly puts something about actresses possessed. I'm like, but that's not they're playing a TV character. That's not being possessed. But this guy is very big on demons. This guy's very big on demons, so he basically thinks that if you're not like him, you're a demon. And it really confuses me. I don't know, like, I generally asked this guy this a couple of days ago, because he was putting random stuff in again. I asked this guy and said, like, are you an act, or do you generally believe this stuff? And he didn't answer me. But would you guys let me to read out what he put? It was something really weird. Here it is. He's putting a load of crap since. Here we go. It's a TV. What was it? He's put a picture when you have demons in your body, and it's a picture of obviously Jenna Ortega's Wednesday, and I put, you are aware that's a TV show, right, and not real. He put real and not real. I'm like, what? He put real and not real and not real. And then he suddenly puts in about actors, real, but they're playing a character. It's not them. Well, their movements are the same as those possessed. But I generally put, like, scenes are blocked. They have to move that way, because if you're doing a scene in a film, you can't block out the lights on the other people. So you've got to find out where it's safe for you to be in the shot. And he then puts in something really bizarre. He then puts something really bizarre in about they're possessed. I'm like, what? I don't think he's actually ill. I don't think the guy's actually ill. Per se, I don't think the guy's actually like ill. I just think he doesn't think about what he puts, and I just think he's really religious to the. I think he's really religious to the point that he doesn't understand that, you know, other people aren't as religious. It is interesting. Hello, I Air, welcome back. Right. I didn't click that, guys. That's not what I wanted to do. I was here yesterday. Or it might have been the day before. It might have been the day before. Because I don't recall you being in yesterday's stream. Unless I'm mistaken. I thought it was the day before. But I do remember you being in the stream, yeah. I do remember you. I'm not... A lot of people ask me that. A lot of people have been asking me that recently. Like, do you remember me? And I do remember most people that are on these streams. Right. What I'm doing... Cool house, thank you. this house has been here since 2017. This house has been here since like 2017. But it just happens to be at the moment that I am... It just happens to be right now I am... Just happens to be that right now I am... Just happens to be that right now... I'm just trying to see if this looks normal. That's a year after your birth. What, 2016? If you generally are 10, you shouldn't be on this. You shouldn't be on YouTube. That's against YouTube's regulations. If you generally were born in 2015, you shouldn't be on YouTube. Yeah, if you were born in 2010, you shouldn't be... If you were born in 2015, you shouldn't be on YouTube till like 2028. YouTube's regulations... Do you know what? There's a reason they're like that, though. YouTube's regulations are like that over... YouTube's regulations are like that over safety laws. Right, I need to go and fill this back. I need to go and grab some dirt and fill that in. Yeah, the reason YouTube's regulations are like that, though, is because at 10 years old, you don't know what at 10 years old, you think that the world is all fun and rainbows. You're in 2016. Yeah, if you're yeah, if you're under... YouTube is 13. No, but that's not the thing. The thing though, what it is YouTube's regulations. YouTube's regulations are there because under 13. I know about protests and stuff. Yeah, that's not what that's about. YouTube, all social medias are aimed at... all social medias are 13 years and above. That's not what it is. YouTube and all those are aimed at 13 years and above over child safety laws, because there's people online there's things online that young children shouldn't see. Which is why, you know, Minecraft YouTubers, for example, back in the day, there were Minecraft YouTubers. Like, there was once a YouTuber called Lion Maker Studios who was actually a really dodgy character. I know, but I don't watch it. That's not the thing, though, because YouTube will recommend it to you, because YouTube, even if you don't watch it, it still goes into your recommended. There was a case a few years ago that a kid did an online challenge. A kid did an online challenge, and the mother took... Yeah, there was a case a couple of years ago where a kid did an online challenge, and the mother complained about what was uploaded to YouTube. But YouTube's not... If you get what I mean, YouTube's... Yeah, but I don't think you understand, though, what I'm saying. YouTube's not a TV channel. Anyone can upload to YouTube. If you're under 10, you should be watching genuine TV channels, because TV channels are regulated. TV channels are regulated to what you can actually watch at what kids should actually watch, whereas YouTube is not regulated, so anybody can It's boring, though. It might be. It's not boring. It's not boring. Like, a lot of these YouTubers now are boring. It's not actually boring, but though the reason they might be boring, but they're regulated to what children can actually watch, whereas YouTube themselves. Yeah, what I mean is YouTube is regulated. Right, so that should be where that is. Good, that's working well. Hello, Michael. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, what I mean is YouTube is actually regulated. YouTube's not regulated because it's not a TV channel. I know it should be. No, it shouldn't. YouTube should not be regulated because YouTube's not a TV channel. YouTube's not a TV channel. You can't tell people what they can and can't upload to YouTube. YouTube shouldn't be regulated because it's not a TV channel. YouTube's not regulated because it's not a TV channel, if you get what I mean. So anyone can upload to YouTube. Anyone can upload to YouTube, which is why it's not a TV channel. But TV channels, why can't I? Yeah, TV channels can only upload what children can see, whereas YouTube can't do that. Whereas, what was I saying? Yeah, YouTube can't, you can't see people. I don't want to hear about this yapping, please stop. No, I'll talk because I've mentioned it on streams before. Goodbye, Swiss Rats. Yeah, it's white. So back in 2015, you had ISIS uploading beheadings to YouTube, which is why it's not for children. But I don't get how young children can watch YouTube, guys. I just don't get it. I just don't get how young children can go onto YouTube. I think personally, guys, I think YouTube are going to have to bring out a policy where they start taking parents to court over negligence. Because you can't blame the social media thing. No, but what? But it's not up to the parent, though. It's not up to the parent, though. It's up to the social media company. It's not up to the parents, so everyone. It's up to the social media company, and if the social media company have a specific age on it because of what's on it, it's technically the social media company. So if the parents ignore it, it's technically negligence, I think. But just stop, please. No, I'm just saying why YouTube's like that, because you don't know what's on it, which is why, you know, what's his name, PewDiePie almost brought down YouTube a few years ago because he turned around and said something really inappropriate on a stream. And what was it? Demonetization, guys. What was it? Demonetization as a system only came in 2017. Demonetization as a system only came in 2017 because PewDiePie turned around and said a racial slur on a stream. And that's why they brought it in, because they brought in demonetization because people were just saying whatever they wanted. Do you know what? What was it called? There was a specific term for it. Whatever the term was. What was the term? Hold on a minute. I think there was a term for it. There was back in the day. This was about 7 years ago, I think. Back in the day, these YouTubers were taking payments to just say offensive stuff just to see if they could get away with it. And that is, I've put that in the wrong place. Bollocks. Thank you, Michael. That's really kind of you. He's only saying that, Michael, because he just admitted to be. He asked me, when did I build this house, and I said 2017. He said, so you created it a year after I was born, which I just said, if you're under 13, you shouldn't legally be on YouTube, which that's YouTube's rules and regulations. But I just explain why. I explain why YouTube's regulations are like that. Because back in the day, you had people uploading content that they could do, but children couldn't see. Because YouTube's not a TV channel. You can say what you want. Literally, I could turn around. So, I publish books. For example. And a book I'm promoting at the moment on this stream, is 18 rated. If you buy it, it's technically, if you buy it and become traumatized from the book, you've technically bought it on a platform that you shouldn't be on. You brought something that's not aimed at your age group on a platform that you legally shouldn't be on. But that's why I bring it up, guys. That's why I bring it up, because I am... On school, we watch the news. Yes, schools do watch the news, but there are still things they legally can't show children. There's still things they legally... Like, when I was in secondary school, they basically spoke to us about this terrorist attack that had happened in the UK, but this terrorist attack that happened in France, but they legally couldn't tell us what had happened. Hello, Omnivale, welcome to the stream. But they legally couldn't tell us, they legally couldn't show us, because it's against the law to show children things like that. Hello, Omnivale, welcome to the stream. It comes on sometimes. Yeah, but schools legally shouldn't show them that. Like, I was shown a video as part of my uni work that my lecturer I was doing some college work this year, earlier on in the year. We were talking about, advertisements. We were talking about offensive advertisements. And there was one that my lecturer legally couldn't show us because of what it was. So we went and watched it, but we were all in our 20s, so it was our personal decision to watch the advert. But yeah, there are some things that you generally just can't see. Yeah, there was a Japanese advert that I had to watch, a commercial, that legally my lecturer couldn't show us because of what it is. But that's why they have regulations on why children can't be on YouTube and things like that, because you can upload whatever you want. I could upload a video of myself, I could upload a video of myself doing anything I wanted, really. It's like, using this as an example a minute, I had a comment a couple of weeks ago on a stream. I had a comment a couple of months ago with this person in my stream telling me that to stop swearing, stop saying bad words, but I can say what I want. That's why YouTube is like this, and every social media platform is, because you can't regulate what you see. YouTube got in trouble a few years ago because it was keeping the data of people under the age of 13. But then YouTube's counterclaim to the US government was, well, 13-year-old, anyone under 13 shouldn't be on YouTube. And I think that's why they have that thing. Have you guys seen that button? Is that what you call it? Have you guys seen that button where you click on it, when you upload a YouTube video? Have you guys seen the button where it says like not made for kids? Have you guys seen the button when it says made for kids or not made for kids? That was why YouTube brought that in. YouTube brought that system in. But that's not the thing. The reason that button was brought in is because YouTube were taken to the US government because it came out that kids were watching what they shouldn't, things they shouldn't. So YouTube had this idea. YouTube had this great idea at the time. Okay, we can fill that back in, so we need to put that there then. Good. YouTube had this idea that videos labelled as not made for kids would have comments and on it, and YouTube's videos aimed at children would not have comments on it, and that was their system they brought in. And that system's been in, what, 6 years? But I don't think they should have done that, personally. I thought that was a mistake myself. I thought they should have just terminated all the accounts of anyone that was proven under 13. In fact, YouTube have done that in recent times. In recent times, YouTube have sort of started doing that. They've brought in an AI policy recently that if you are uploading content and under the age of 15, I think. They've just done it with streams, actually. YouTube have. YouTube have just done it. Jesus. YouTube have just done it with streams. No, not AI. It's not. AI doesn't actually suck. AI is quite a useful tool. So it's not an AI system. They're using a computer generated system that will flag YouTube videos that are from people under the age of 13. But this system that they're using, this sort of system that they are using, will also flag people's videos. This YouTube, which is AI. No, it's not. AI is not. AI doesn't suck. AI is quite a useful tool if used effectively. But the problem is people use it inappropriately. AI is a good system for people to use. So colleges now use it. Universities now use it to test people's work. Not test, but colleges now use a system of AI where it scans their work. So not fake banning. YouTube use AI to scan people's videos to see if there's any legal issues. Universities use it, not fake banning. If you know anyone that's had a fake ban, if you know anyone. Yeah, but then I think at 15 you should be able to stream. I think under 30, I think under 14 is a bit. But are you on PC? No, I'm on Nintendo Switch, but I'm streaming through my laptop as I've got a capture card. I just want to quickly grab some. Yeah, what was I going to say, guys? So, there's something that's popped into my head. Yeah, universities are now using it. And colleges. I'm just trying to find. Bloody hell, that's so hard to see. Yeah, universities are now using AI. Have you guys heard of the word plagiarism? It's something really important that you guys will all need to look at to keep an eye of in life. It means that if you're nicking other people's work without permission or without credit. No, plagiarism. It's not plague. No, it's spelt like that. Plagiarism. Basically, plagiarism is basically copying and pasting. Plagiarism is where you copy other people's work without permission or giving them credit. And what universities, colleges are doing now, they're using AI systems to scan people's work to test to see if anything's been plagiarized without to plagiarize. So what it means is basically, I know someone that got flagged up for it. I knew a person who got flagged up for it, and it was because he mentioned a quote, but he didn't reference where he got the quote from. You've got to say where you get it from. 9 years, Michael. But this house is not new. Basically, this house here is not new. This house here is not new, but I've just moved the house back 4 blocks. I've just moved this house back 4 blocks so we could connect it up to this. Shit, I went through the floor then. So if you make a good video and it gets copied, then you're plagiarized. Not if it gets copied, only if it's been nicked 100%. If you make a good video and someone comes up, does a similar video, that's not plagiarism. It's plagiarism if you basically just nick the video. Plagiarism is not a thing of if you film something similar. Plagiarism is only when you generally just nick the whole thing. So, for example, if you guys were to nick one of my streams and upload it, then it would be plagiarism. But if you were to go and do a Minecraft stream similar, then it's not plagiarism. If you get what I mean. So that's what AI systems are doing. So I had it before. Where someone nicked one of my YouTube videos. So I had a guy on a stream recently. There was a guy who was on one of my streams recently. I think he's like 11. And he asked me for YouTube advice on a stream, and I gave him some YouTube advice because I'm kind. And what he did is he was basically uploading other people's videos and then getting thousands of views off it and not giving them credit, which I said to him, I'm like, I felt bad saying it, but I said to the guy, I said, you won't, he was like, I'm going to be monetized soon, and I said to the guy, you're not going to be monetized because these aren't your videos. You're profiting off somebody else's content that they've spent money and, hours creating, and you haven't credited them. And they didn't understand it, but I understand that they didn't understand it and things like that, but they didn't understand what they did wrong. But I said they understood it when I said you can go to prison for that. You can actually go to prison for nicking people's stuff. So, for example, if you were to go and, nick someone's YouTube video, you could actually go to prison. Why are you so smart? Because I studied film production and plagiarism is a major thing. I've always had to pay attention to where I'm getting my content from. If I need some, literally, when you see a video, when you go onto something, guys, and you see like a video that says, when you go onto like YouTube now and it says non-copyright music that you can use in your videos, you've got to check it's actually non-copyright, because I've had it before where someone did that. Yeah, well, not everyone is, but yeah, because I studied film production. at uni, so I studied film production at uni, so I had to be mindful of that. But it's something that you guys should all think at. You'll get told off in. I'm gonna sneeze. You'll get told off in in school for that if you nick someone else's work without giving them credit. So, thank you. But yeah, there's generally there was a guy who was on watching one of my streams that was doing it. He was uploading other people's videos and then claiming credit for it, which under copyright laws he could have gone to prison, but he was 11, so you're not going to go to prison. But he would be in trouble because you can't do that. I also don't understand why you would do it as well, because, you know, so for example, I did a short film a couple of months ago. I directed a short film a couple of months ago. I would be absolutely livid if someone nicked it, bearing in mind I spent over £80 on it. Because, you know, if you're doing a film, for example, film costs money. What's the last film everyone watched in cinemas? What's the last film everyone watched in cinema? You know, film costs... I don't even know what that is. Is that like a Disney film or something? Disney Pixar. Do you know, I haven't watched a Disney Pixar film in years because I stopped watching them. Do you know, but that's probably because I'm older now, guys. I used to love Disney and Pixar, but then I thought they got... Then I stopped enjoying Pixar because... I stopped enjoying it because I thought their storylines were getting boring. But that's just me, guys. That's just my opinion. This is all part of the beach. So we can get rid of that then. We can get rid of this. Yeah, I stopped watching Pixar because I thought the storylines were getting boring. Can you help? Can I help with what? No, what I meant, I meant with Disney and Pixar, their stories have stopped being about the story and been more about diversity, which I don't agree with, just making stories solely on that. I don't agree with them making stories solely on representation. Representation should be a side part. The story should be the story. There was a film I watched recently, and it's all about being different, but then that's just a political message. There was something, what was it? There was a Disney Pixar film a few years ago, and it was all about being different. And that whole film is just a political message about it's okay to be different, which a lot of people don't want to go to the cinema and have stories like that. They want to escape the world, they want to escape the world, not be held back by it. And that's why I don't like Pixar and Disney anymore, is that their stories used to always be about escapism and being in another world, and now I feel like they're more focused on making everything part of the same world. That's sort of what I mean. It's not that I hate them. I thought their storylines were becoming more about diversity and box ticking than actual storylines. So, what's the last one I enjoyed? I mean, I love the old ones, you know, I love the old ones, Finding Nemo. I love the old ones, Finding Nemo. Things like that. You know, Finding Nemo. You know, Ratatouille. What's the other ones? You know, Monsters, Inc. Those types of films I absolutely loved. I absolutely love those ones, but that's because it wasn't about box ticking. It was just about giving someone a journey. That's what it should be. That's what, because as somebody that studied film, that's what I think film should be. It shouldn't be about what the world is now. It should be about what the world could be like. Let's put those torches down there. That's what I think anyway. But yeah, what did I mention cinema for? Hello Mod, welcome to the stream. Just give me a sec, guys. I mentioned cinema for a specific reason. Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I forgot what I meant. Why I mentioned cinema for. That's not good. Hello, Murad. I'm really good. How are you? I can't remember what I mentioned cinema for. Film coats? Oh, film costs. That's what. Thanks, Omniville. You're much smarter than I am. Yeah, if you go and watch a film, it costs money. It costs money. So Napoleon, for example, none of you would have watched. Well, some of you would have watched Napoleon. Which Napoleon is a 12 rated film, but it is very violent. Actually, is it 15? Might be 15 actually. Napoleon. No, it's 15. It's 15. Yeah, nobody watch it if you're under the age of 15 because it generally is very, very violent, very brutal, and there are scenes that you shouldn't see. There's certain scenes that are very much adult orientated. Yeah, Napoleon cost 500 million, so you would go to court if you nicked part of that. Because they've got to get their money back. They've got to get their money back because that film cost 400 million. Have a good day, yeah. Thank you for watching this stream, and I'll see you in the next one. But yeah, 400 million Napoleon cost. Hello, Michael. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, 400 million Napoleon cost, guys. So what I've done, guys, is I've moved this house. Basically, all I've done is just move this house 5 blocks back. I've moved this house. This house, all I've done is move it 5 blocks back. So basically, so this path would line up, and then it wouldn't do this. It wouldn't go to here. It wouldn't go to here, go past to there, and then connect up there. Now it's all one smooth motion. That's what we were aiming to do, so we've done that perfectly. So this is where the front door would have been then. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 blocks back from where it was. Only problem is the flowers are a bit off. That's fine. You don't have to go and stay on these streams. Well, you don't have to watch all these streams. Have a good rest of your day, Michael. Oh my god, my nose. Sorry guys, itchy nose. It's like I can't charge my phone while I'm watching the streaming because I lost my phone charger years ago, and the Switch charger I subbed to you. Oh, thank you. That's really kind of you. We're aiming to hit 7,000 subs by the end of next month. Well, the end of the year, really. As it stands, we are 156 away. See you in the next stream. See you in the next stream. Have a good rest of your day. Nothing looks different about that house. It's just 4 blocks further back. There we go. So, I think we've done a good job there, guys. What should we do now? 98 of you have watched this stream. Let's see if we can hit 100 views on this stream, eh? Let's think what we're gonna do. Oh god, my nose. Thank you to everyone who just watched my little shorts. I've got a YouTube short that I upload. I've got a YouTube short that I uploaded literally. I've got a YouTube short that I uploaded over a year ago. I uploaded this short on July 31st, 2023. But you guys love it. You guys absolutely love this short. Like, it's got over 100 views a day for the last year. Literally, we're about to cross 25,000 views with it. Literally, this little YouTube video here that I'm looking at, in its first 24 hours, it had 471 views. Literally, you guys have put, since January 1st, you guys have put 17,000 views on it. Across 2024, it got 6,700. It literally, in its lifetime, this random video, since uploaded lifetime, this random video had literally, yeah, this random video literally had no views on it, and now it's doing that. It's so weird. Literally, I uploaded a little FIFA clip. It got 400 views between July and December of 2023, but across 2024 and 2025, it's got over 20,000 views, which is just mental, guys. Shall we see if we can get it? Shall we see if it goes up to 30k? If it goes up to 30k, it will be it currently is the second. It currently is the third most popular YouTube video on this channel. It's the third most popular behind. No, fourth. It's the fourth most popular video on this channel. We've got four. Our top 4 videos on this channel are all YouTube shorts. Our top 4 videos on this YouTube channel are 100,000 TNT blocks in Minecraft versus a Minecraft world, 52,000 views. How to duplicate any item in Minecraft, 44,000 views. Minecraft ore duplication glitch, 33,000. Minecraft but we're trapped in an infinite loop, 25,000. And then the glitch makes your boat fly, the glitch makes your boat fly, 24k. And then that one's got 24,000 as well. But incredible, guys. Don't know how that's happened. Let's go find a bed. So the nearest bed is down here. La 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 la. Excuse me, Mr. Kitten. Can you get off the... Get off. Come on. What is it with cats and sitting on chests? Honestly, whenever I've had a cat in this world, they've always jumped onto the chest and then sat. So weird. I've never seen anything like it. Literally, whenever I stream, whenever I film or anything like that, or whenever I'm playing this world, if I have a cat with me, they always jump and sit on the chest. What is it with Chet? Let's have a look then, shall we? If a cat sits on a chest, it's going to reopen. If one sits on the bed, the player will not be able to sleep. In Minecraft, tame cats will sometimes sit on chests, beds, and active furnaces, preventing the chests from being opened. You can lure it away with a raw fish, push it off, or wait until it decides to move. So cats. So it is part of the game. It's not a glitch. Interesting. I thought it was part like a glitch, or I thought it was like a glitch or something. Interesting. Yeah, I thought it was a glitch. I can honestly say, guys, I thought it was a glitch. Do 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 do. La 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 la. We did a good job by that earlier on, guys. We did a really good job moving that house. So all we did was just move it 4 blocks further back, which is just because I wanted to make the path look a bit more normal. So I forgot nothing. That's the little ice hut. That's the little ice hut that we made the other day. Blimey. I can hear my phone. This is probably. No, it's an email telling me that I'm live. Yes, I know. I've been live for an hour. I love YouTube. Like, YouTube just... Hello, Braille Time. Welcome to the stream. Whoa, 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 whoa. How are you, Braille Time? Did you watch the Tottenham match? I did. I watched the last 20 minutes of the second half. I watched the last 20 minutes of the first half, and then I watched the full of the second half. I actually thought they were terrible. But I thought Villarreal, who are they playing, Villarreal? I thought that they weren't very good, but I also thought... I can't spell Villarreal. Yeah, I thought Villarreal weren't very good, but I thought Tottenham weren't very good. But from what I saw of the Dortmund match, I found that incredible. You know, Dortmund being 4-2 up, and then in the last 2 minutes of their match, Juventus Dortmund was interesting. Yeah, I saw it was 4-2. I saw it was 1-0 Dortmund. Then I saw it go to 1-1. Then I saw it go to 2-1. Then it went to 2-2. Literally 2 minutes later, it went to 3-2. Then it went to 4-2. And then I saw Juventus score literally on the 94th and 96th minute to make it 4-4. I actually thought Dortmund had won that. I actually thought Dortmund had won that match. And it was only when I checked the Champions League table afterwards, I was like, hold on, it says Juventus draw. And then I looked and saw that they'd scored twice in the last 2 minutes to go and take it to 4-4. Good game. I love games like that, I love games which is really high scoring. Who were you talking about? Who were losing? Because obviously I saw it was 1-1 for most of the match. But isn't that being a fair weather fan, though? Isn't that being what you would call a fair weather fan? You know, turning the game off if you were losing. I mean, you know, I've called other people fair. That's sort of that's interesting, though. Yeah, that if you don't know what I meant, that is the term fair weather fan is the term fair weather fan means when you you only watch the you only watch the game if they're winning. Oh, because it was letting out score, yeah. But then, was it in Spain? Yeah. Well, in Spain because of the temperature. In Spain because of the temperature in the summer. In Spain because of the temperature in the summer, they've in Spain because of the temperature, because how warm it is can be in Spain. They have to play the games later when it's warmer, when it's cooler. Because, you know, in Spain, you know, it could be 39, it could be, you know, 38, 39 degrees during the day. That's why in Spain, you know, in the middle of the day, people sleep. Not being rude, but why is your spelling not that good? What are you talking about? Are you talking about my spelling? I repeat the same words. That's not my spelling. Spelling's when you write it down. Yeah, that's not my spelling. Spelling is when you write words down. No, I have a bit of a stutter. And I stutter over words sometimes because I forget what I'm saying. So if I forgot what I'm saying, I have to say the word. It's not that I repeat the same words. Sometimes I stutter. Sometimes I will stutter. Sometimes I'll stutter. Sometimes I'll stutter on streams, and then I have to go back. Yeah, it's not. It's alright. It's not really a problem. Sometimes I stutter on streams because, you know, I'm not talking to someone, if you get what I mean. It's not that I stutter. I don't stutter in reality. In real life, I don't stutter. But, you know, because when I'm talking on a stream, I'm not actually talking to anyone. You know, I'm talking to a mic. Yeah, it's not this lonely. I am talking to people on the stream, but I'm really looking at a mic. Well, there's 3 people, so when I'm talking to you guys on a stream, you know, I'm looking at a mic, so sometimes I will stutter because I'm really looking at a mic, and I've got to pretend that, you know, that I'm talking to someone, which technically I am talking to someone. Yeah, it's not that I intentionally repeat it. If I stutter, I think it's better to... No, I bought a new one. That was a funny moment. Yeah, but I'm quite fat. I'm quite heavy. I'm quite heavy because I'm for my height, I'm quite heavy. So what had happened is I was moving my room around because I bought a new desk, and I stepped across the bed to get behind the wardrobe that I was moving, and my weight snapped. My weight snapped the bed on the one side. It's not that I want. It's not something that I want to do. I'm not insecure or anything like that. I just don't see the points in base reveals. Well, I've done videos with my face before. Like, it's not that I'm insecure or anything like that. I just don't do it because I don't see the point. I mean, my face is in videos. I've given myself a cameo in a short film that I did. Some people use face cam, but I don't see the point. If you're doing a video game console, it should be about the game, not what my face looks like. If you know what I mean. Oh, God. What's my skin about? Oh, it's a Three Musketeer. Well, normally it's a rabbit, but I changed it the other week because I'm a Three Musketeer. I'm one of the Three Musketeers, if you know what that is. I would hope so, because it's one of the most popular stories in European history. It's one of the most popular novels from Europe. Why did I laugh at that? What, the Three Musketeers? It's normally a rabbit, but I'm a Three Musketeer at the moment. I don't know what am I, guys? Am I Porthos? Well, Four Musketeers sometimes. What am I, guys? Am I a Porthos? Am I a Aramis? Am I a D'Artagnan? What's the other guy? What's the other one called? Porthos, Aramis. What's the other guy called? Porthos, Aramis, Porthos. What's the other guy's called? What's the other guy called? Aramis, Porthos. Three Musketeers. Can't remember the third one's name. Athos. So, which one am I, guys? Am I Athos, Porthos, Aramis, or am I D'Artagnan? Which one am I? I think I'm a D'Artagnan myself. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. Yeah. But yeah, I do have videos of my face of where I have done videos. If you look at my hello Tiger Fang, I do remember you. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Yeah, if you get what I mean, Braille Time, I have done videos with my face on because I do short films. I've done short films with my face on, so hello Tiger Fang. How are you, Tiger Fang? I haven't seen you on the stream in a while. Oh my god, my stomach, guys. Oh, everybody wants to rule the world. Yeah, the stutter is unintentional. Sometimes I will just stutter because I can't think. Sometimes it's because I forget what I've said a lot, or I lose my trail of thought. And then if I go back a couple of steps to what I've just said before, then it helps. Good, thank you. Sorry, I haven't been in the streams. That's all right. You don't have to watch these streams. Like I've had a lot of people do that recently. Do you have Bedrock, by the way? I do have Bedrock. I have Bedrock on my laptop and on the Switch. So I have both. I have both on the Switch. But I hardly play Bedrock just because I love this version so much. It's all right. I've had a lot of people do that to me recently. What's my tag? I don't give that out, to be honest. I've got an idea, guys, in the future, though. In the future, after, well, I am monetized now. After, I've just launched channel memberships. Eventually, after, I'm going to add a new feature. I'm going to add a new feature, guys, for channel memberships in the future, where I'm going to add a realm that you guys will be able to play if you're a channel member. If you are a channel member, eventually you guys will be... I'm going to add a third tier of channel membership eventually. And you guys will... It'll be a... How's the book sales going? Haven't sold one. Literally. Haven't sold a book. No, not a pay to win. It's a pay to play. It's not a pay to win. There is no pay to win. It's basically a pay to play. It's a pay to play, but it's not a pay to win. Because you don't win. You don't win. Basically, it's not a pay to win because it's a pay to play. So Yeah, what it is, for me, it's... I'm not very good at marketing. I'm not very good at marketing, and I can't afford to do... I can't afford to do marketing that you would probably normally do. Like, marketing for a novel. Probably because you aren't selling books. No. What I mean, Braille Time. Realms cost money, and I want to do like a realm thing, but doing it through channel memberships covers the costs of the realm. Doing it through channel memberships then covers the costs. It then covers the costs of it, so it covers the costs as well. But you know, I wouldn't be able to, with book sales, I wouldn't be able to do it. It's not. You got to think things cost money, so that's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm gonna do that through channel memberships, because it. You can, but you can do that on. Not a free trial. Not like that though. Tiger Fang. It gives you it gives you 3 realms free forever. No, it doesn't. It gives you it for a month. I've already taken a free realm subscription before. I took a free realm subscription support a couple of worlds to my laptop. But what I mean, Braille Time, that to do that, yes, you can do that. You can do that on any version, but you can only play it when the streamer's online. With the realm idea I want to do, you guys can play it when I'm not there. You guys can play it when I'm not there. You know, I've got people on these streams who are from Indonesia. I've got people who watch these streams who are from Indonesia, Canada, America. Yeah, it might be... What country are you from, Tiger Fan? Maybe it's because it's a different country. I don't know, but realm subscriptions you've generally got to pay for. Basically, UK. That's interesting, yeah. I'm also from the UK, but yeah, my friend's paying for a realm at the moment. Shit, I haven't paid him. I need to pay my friend for the realm. Like, I'm meant to be paying £2 a month for that, and I've let it build up to like 40 quid. Yeah, what I mean is, I'm gonna let it run up, and I'll give it him a couple of months' time. What I mean, yeah, you could do that, but if you're playing Bedrock Edition, I've got people that watch my streams from other countries, and you know, when I'm asleep, they would be awake. So, at least the realm idea means that they can play it whenever they can play it whenever they want, even if it's, you know, the middle of the night for me. I think that's a better option than leaving your Switch on all the time just to make sure. I want to do that I will do that eventually, guys. I will do that eventually, and I want to make it as cheap as possible. I think it would be like £4 a month or something like that. But I would try and make it as cheap as possible. But channel membership, I need to sort out channel memberships at the moment. I need to sort them out. I need to add more custom stuff. We've already got channel memberships already exist, but I haven't done enough yet. So if you're a channel member, you can get access to members only live streams. You get access to members only live streams. If you're on memberships, you get access to members only live streams, members only shout outs, and all that other stuff. I just noticed a comment from someone that I needed to approve. Oh my god. Oh god, sorry guys, I was getting pinched in my stomach then by my belt. Because I've got some trousers that I'm wearing which are a little bit big. Which is surprising because normally normally my clothes are very tight because I'm fat, which I'm not actually fat, guys. I am joking. I totally forgot I built that house the other day. Gotta go. By the way, sorry, I'll be back though. It's alright. You don't have to return to the stream. You don't have to return to the stream all the time. I've had a lot of people do that recently where they think that they've got to apologise every time that they've missed a stream, which it's your choice if you want to join and watch a stream. Like, you can't, you don't have to go and watch every stream. Like, some people try and do that though, which is interesting. Oh god, that belt's really tight on my stomach. Jesus. I'll be back in a second, guys. Okay, that is the bizarrest thing I've ever seen in my life. We've got a guy in my friend's Discord server. He's a bit loony, I think. And he's just posted a picture of his toilet. Like, hello Tyrese, welcome to the stream. The Armenian guy I mentioned in my friend's Discord server, he's just literally, as of 2 minutes ago, posted an image of his toilet. And I swear I can see toilet paper in it. And I just responded with, is it normal to photograph your toilet in Armenia? I don't get that. That's disgusting, isn't it? Why is he taking a photo of his toilet for? How are you, Tyrese? You met a Coles worker whose name is Temily. That's an interesting name. I've never heard of anyone being called that before. Interesting. I do like when people, invent names though. Unless people are generally called that in Australia and I just wouldn't know. What an interesting name. Yeah. Some people do just invent names though. Some people do just invent names. I once met someone actually who was in my school year. His name was, I can't remember what his name was, but it was something. Yeah, I could see that though. Because Temily does sound like a girl's name, just because of the Emily part. You wouldn't. I don't think you'd ever meet a male called Emily. Maybe Emil. Emil. I think Emil is the. I think Emil is the boy's equivalent. I think. There are some names though that generally are. There are some names that generally are like that though. There are some names that generally are both. I think I once met someone called. I saw something. I had a teacher once, and her name was. I had a female teacher once, and their name was Steve. So yeah, Steve's one. Well, Joe's one actually. Joe's one, which you can be called which is both. Oh no, first name. Yeah, I'm only talking about first names. I'm only talking about first names. As in, there are names which you can generally both. Ooh, sorry, I got an itchy nose. It's like your first name, for example. I remember you saying it's an African name, which Tyrese is. An interesting thing is it's also the spelling that you have is actually the Welsh spelling of Reese, because Welsh replaces. Have I ever tried an ice cola no sugar? I've never drunk cola. I've never drunk cola, but yeah, the way your name's spelt, as in the Reese part, that's the Welsh spelling, because the Welsh often sometimes replace an e with a y. It's really interesting about how names. It's like Evelyn. It's the same with Evelyn. The Welsh spelling is a Y instead of an E. And sometimes it's I's as well. Sometimes they replace I with a Y. What's the other one I'm thinking of? It's like the name Caitlin in Welsh, that it's a Y instead of an I at the end. Really interesting. She knows. I haven't. There's New South Wales Australia company. Cool. Yeah, I don't drink fizzy drinks. I only drink tea and water. I think it's because there's a joke. There's a joke with my friend. There's a joke with a friend of mine that I eat more than this other guy we know that's 400 pounds, but because I don't drink fizzy drinks, he weighs more than I do. Ooh, pardon me. The dead tree of Grenithian. I can't remember for the life of me why I built this. I think it was just that I was bored on stream. What am I thinking of? Cool. Ooh, pardon me. Do 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 do. Ooh, pardon me. I'm trying to think. I don't know how long this stream's going to be today, because I am preparing to go on holiday. I'm preparing to go on holiday in a couple of days' time, so there will not be any videos. There won't be any videos over the next 2 weeks, because I am going to have a relax. I'm going to have a relax. There's energy, carbohydrates. Oh, cool. Do you know what? All those energy drinks, did you know all those energy drinks that claim they're good for dehydration, half of them aren't, like Lucasade. Lucasade says good for hydration, but it's not, but it's actually not good for hydration. It's like KSI and Logan Paul's thing, prime hydration isn't actually good for hydration. The best thing that you can have for hydration is actually, tea, milk and water. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. A lot of these energy drinks, I didn't say you did, but a lot of these energy drinks are not actually as good as what they make out to be. What was the... hello, Sania, welcome to the stream. I hope I got your name right. I hate getting people's names wrong on these streams. Let's just shove that in there. No, I want to keep the axe. Let's just jump into this house because he happens to be here. Oh, oh god. I'm yawning on this. I'm sorry how to pronounce my name. Yeah, there's some names are. I feel bad trying to get. If I get someone's name wrong, I feel bad. But there are some times when I find it really hard to pronounce people's names. But it spans from a few years ago. Somebody got offended with me because I couldn't get their name right. Actually, I wouldn't say yours is hard to pronounce, Tyrese. I think yours is pretty similar because... I wouldn't say yours is actually that hard to pronounce because most people know that a Y has the same thing as E, has the same pronunciation as E when said in a sentence, so... Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a very hard name to pronounce because everyone would know a Y can be in... Yeah. But I said most people would know that because the Reese bit is the Welsh spelling. The Reese bit is in the Welsh spelling of Reese. And then Ty. I wouldn't actually think that was. I wouldn't think personally it's a very hard thing to pronounce, because it sounds the same both ways. No matter way you read it, it's always going to sound the same. It could be worse. It could be worse. There are some names which, if you say it wrong, if you don't read it right, if you read it, it can sound completely different. There are some things. There are worse names to pronounce. You could be called a Kimbe or something like that, and you could pronounce it as... Do you know Hindi? I do not. I'm not very good with other languages. I can say hello, my name's Joe in Russian. I can say hello, my name's Joe in Russian. I can say hello, my name's Joe in French. And I can say thank you in German. Yeah, the thing is that there's too many languages in the world. You can't. It's one of those as well. You're never going to learn all the languages, because there's there's thousands of languages. I mean, actually, I can say hello in Welsh as well. What about hello in Spanish and Aboriginal? I wouldn't know Aboriginal. I wouldn't know anything about speaking in Aboriginal, probably because I wouldn't have thought it. Well, I know Spanish is. In Spanish I know it's hola. Kaya means hello. Cool. I wouldn't know much Aboriginal, because actually it depends on where you're from, because Aboriginal can be any language really. It can be Native Americans, because they were Aboriginal to the United States. So what is the now United States and North America? It can technically be to any island as well. It's really interesting, because I said there's so many languages out there. I mean, have you guys ever heard of North Sentinel Island? Yeah. But no, I understand you're talking about Australians, but I said Aboriginal covers. I think Aboriginal covers all of them. Covers every sort of tribal place as well. Well, the name does. What's the other one I'm thinking of? North Sentinelese Island's an interesting one. Well, technically was connected up to the mainland at one point, so when people went there, but because it got covered, there for 20,000 years, you mean culture? Well, that's not... I didn't mean it like that. I mean, but I said... Sorry, I'm choking a sec. No, what I meant, Tyrese, is that the word Aboriginal refers to personal status as an original inhabitant, but in Australia it specifically refers to the indigenous people. But the actual word Aboriginal covers them all. Not culture, but as in the term of the word. Oh my god. Sorry, I choked on something. Yeah, I don't mean culture, but the word Aboriginal covers every sort of original person that's original to an area. Yeah, I choked on air. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I meant. The word Aboriginal actually covers them all. It means if you're originally from that area. So, basically the Celtic people. Basically the Welsh. Basically like the Welsh, for example, Tyrese. The Welsh are, for example, exactly like the Welsh. The Welsh is native British. Welsh is native British. Aboriginal people in Australia call me brother. I think Australia's an interesting one where you know, it's very much a unified. Australia's an interesting one where it's very much a united thing. Like whereas I think Aboriginals in Australia are very much, you know, they are parts of, you know, they are part of society, where in some countries, you know, they aren't allowed. Like you know, America are more so doing it now, if you get what I mean. America are more including, you know, Native Americans now. Americans are more included in them now, but Americans did a thing of basically tried to... Americans are more supporting them now, but back in the day, Americans, where Australia supported them a lot more. Australia really supported every group there, whereas other countries like America tried to rid them more and tried to give them no rights, whereas Australia did give them rights, which is better. That's it said. America prides itself of being this great country, when America really was. The Americans really were a horrible people. Not now, but back then. I have a good deal for your 7 subscriber. Oh, what's that then? Sorry, I'm still a little bit winded from choking on. Actually, I choked on my own saliva, I think. Whew. I don't know what it was. I think I choked on my own saliva. Time to join our fan war. I've already joined the fan war, Everton. I paid a lot of money for it. It was the best birthday present I ever bought. Until the one I bought this year. Oh. Yeah, what was I thinking about? Yeah, America, for example, with Native Americans. Great Britain basically guaranteed the rights of all of the Native American troops. And then after the 13 colonies become the United States after getting independence, they just went on this policy of they just pushed north. I will build my profile picture. Oh my god. How the did I just survive that? Oh. I don't know. I think I want to do something slightly bigger, to be honest, because 7,000 is a huge number. Like, 7,000 is almost the population of the town that I live in. 7,000 is almost the population of where I live. So you got to think that's a huge number. I don't know. I think I will do something very, very special. I want to do a realm, my dear. I've already mentioned it, and some people weren't happy with it. I want to do a realm, my dear. I think I have this version. Yeah, what version are you playing? You only need 166 subs. 56. I only need 156. Because we're 6 off 50, so it's 50. Yeah, 56. 156, I think. Well, we were higher yesterday. We were at 8,000. We were at 6,848, but we lost a load during the night. Yeah, what version are you play? What version is it? Add me. I am. My nickname is Sent, or is it Kent? No, it'd be Sent, wouldn't it be? C. Yeah. What version of Minecraft are you playing? What version of this game? Yeah, but then what legacy version? What legacy version? I meant to say. Yeah, this isn't Xbox One, I'm afraid. This is Nintendo Switch. Ah, there's something in my eye, guys. There's something in my eye. Oh. La 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 la. Yeah, I'm afraid this is not Xbox One. This is Nintendo Switch. I have it on my Xbox and Nintendo. Are you talking about Legacy or Bedrock? Because this is Switch Legacy. Yeah, there's no crossplay on this version. Legacy doesn't have crossplay. You can only play with someone on this version if they're on Nintendo. If it's a Nintendo Switch version, you can only play with someone on Nintendo Switch. See you, Joe. Hope you have a good day. And you. Thank you for watching. I have Bedrock. Yeah, this isn't Bedrock. This is Nintendo Switch Legacy version. Yeah, and you, Tyrus, have a good day. Yeah, this is Legacy version. This isn't crossplay. Oh god, my stomach's rumbling, guys. 173 of you have watched this stream. That's amazing. As it stands, we are closing down on 7,000. We're closing down on 7,000 subscribers, which we should hit that by the end of this month. By the end of next month, I think. How I get it on Nintendo? You can't get this version on Nintendo anymore. It's not for sale anymore. A physical release on Nintendo Switch never came out on the cartridge. Nintendo Switch cartridges, this version never came out physically. So you could only buy it digitally, and they've taken it off the shop now. So physically, there is no way to buy this version anymore. This version is not possible to buy anymore because it's basically the rarest version. It's not possible to buy because they made it. It was never brought out physically because 4J Studios had an issue with trying to port it onto a cartridge. So it was meant to come out in 2018, but the Bedrock was announced, so they cancelled it. So yeah, this version was never brought out physically. Yeah, Nintendo Switch Legacy was only ever brought out digitally because 4J had an issue with trying to bring it out on a cartridge. So Nintendo said to them, well, Nintendo said, well, take as long as you need. Play Bedrock. I don't like Bedrock. I prefer this version. I will eventually, but I prefer this version. Hello, Liam Simmons. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I prefer this version, which is why I'm playing it. But I prefer this version. I prefer this version. Bedrock doesn't run as well. Want to see a magic trick? Why not? Why not? Let's see a magic trick, everybody. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's $500. Yeah. I'm not gonna play Bedrock on this stream because I'm playing Legacy. I prefer this version because it doesn't lag, and these streams are all about nostalgia. Plus, I'd rather someone not donate $500 US, because I'd rather someone not donate five. It's all about these streams are all about that nostalgia, playing the version that I love, and I'd rather someone not donate $500 US, because $500 US is a lot. $500 US is a lot, and I wouldn't want someone to do that. I wouldn't want someone to donate $500 US, because I imagine that you're not very young. I'm sorry. I'd imagine you're quite young, and I don't want someone to bankrupt themselves by thinking that they should donate $500 US to a streamer that they're watching on. You don't have to ask to donate, guys, but I would rather people not donate. I'd rather people buy my novels. You're 24, Jesus. I didn't think that you were that old. Blimey, you're older than me by a year. I would rather you guys like buy one of my novels or something like that. At least you get something back. At least you still donate technically, but you get something back. You aren't just, donating money into cyberspace. You make $900 a day, Jesus. What is that? That's like £700. That is pretty good. That's not a normal pay. That's not normal pay. That's not normal pay. That's just impossible. If you were on that, you'd be unbelievably rich. I don't believe that one, to be honest. I don't believe that, because $900 US an hour, you would be on a ridiculous contract. That you would earn more money in an hour. You would work 1 day a week. Well, I don't think that's possible wages for that 1 day a week. I don't think that's possible wages, unless you're doing something. You're on a contract. $15 every hour. That's still quite high, though. That's still quite high. That's still quite high for normal wages. For normal wages, that's still quite high. That's, yeah, 900, like what, literally 1 day of work wouldn't be possible. 1 day of work a week, that wouldn't be possible. There are some people that do that. But then I don't know. It's like 700 in one hour. Electronic job. No, I understand you're like 12, Liam Simmons, but 5 hours at 5 day. Hi, are you a villain? Sometimes I think I'm the Joker. Ha ha ha. I know you're young, Liam Simmons, but $5 every hour would be not enough. Literally, in the UK, you would go to prison if you were if you were paid that. If a company in the UK was paying you £5 an hour, you go to prison. You go to prison in the UK if you were paying someone £5 an hour. What sort of electronic job would pay £700 to £900 an hour, and dollars an hour? Because it's under minimum wage. There's a law in the UK government. The UK government passed a bill 30 years ago that said you had to pay people's wages had to be a certain amount. So 10 years ago it was £7 an hour. Now it's about 11. So if you were paid £5, You connect lights. Yeah, that wouldn't pay you. It depends. By the way, I'm 11. Well, yeah, that's why I said you were like 12, 11. You wouldn't guess. You wouldn't get, if you were paid £5 an hour, you would be in prison, because the company would be in prison because it's illegal to pay someone under minimum wage. So my friend had it. My friend had it with a lady was paying him £5 an hour, which he left there. After he left, like when he told me what his wages were, I was like, that's under minimum wage. £5 an hour is only normal if you're under the age of 16. What about lawyers? They get paid like 10k every case. Yeah, but that's because of the case. That's because they have to do a lot of work. But that's because they have to do a lot of case. But lawyers will only do a certain amount of cases because they've got to be there. Yeah, lawyers will only do a certain amount of cases a year because they've got to put a lot of research into those cases. But if you're working a regular job, yeah, but that's their job. That's their job. Even if they lose, they still get paid. Yes, that's true, because that's their job. That's their job. It's not about whether they're guilty or thing. The lawyer needs to get paid because that's his job. He's there to defend people. Even if he's not thing, he still needs to be paid. Whereas if you're generally just working, you're not going to get paid 10 grand because you can work every day. Whereas a lawyer is only going to do a certain amount of cases a year, because how much time, a lawyer could be investigating the case. A lawyer could be investigating the case for months. Manchester City, for example, Manchester City FC, their FFP case. Yeah, but what I mean as well, add me Jake Killer XO 520, 522. What I mean is those lawyers have to put the research in beforehand as well, so they've got the evidence that they can use to back up their claims and back up their defence or back up the prosecution. So, they're only going to be doing a certain amount of cases a day, certain amount of cases every month because of all the research they're putting in. So of course they're going to get paid, 10 grand because of all the work they've got to put in. But not everyone's going to be on that. Okay, I'm not good at this stuff. No, that's all right. I'm not good at this stuff. But you're going to get paid. Like, it's why but lawyers are going to be on certain amount. Like Manchester City were paying Manchester City FC. How do you get a decent job? Not getting detentions. Literally, do you want my honest answer? You get a good job by trying hard in school. You get a good job. That's why I made the joke about the detentions. You get a good job by leaving school with the best grades possible. And then going to college and doing whatever you want to study. It's not about what a good job is, it's about what you're qualified to do. But as you said about getting 2 detentions yesterday, and you said about getting 2 detentions in yesterday's stream, like, that won't help you get a good job. Getting kicked out of classrooms isn't exactly gonna help you. Sorry, I got an itchy head. Ow. To get a good job, good qualifications are necessary. Don't get permanently excluded and be good in school. That's true. Trying hard in school is one of them. Like, literally, when you do your GCSEs when you're 16, literally, maths and English is so important. literally, I got into, they had to check my maths and English results from school. Jake has, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get out of this hole in a minute. Jake has 18.97. He drops the milk and has 0 left. How much did the milk cost? Well, 18.97, because he's got £0 left. But hello, Bike Rush Watch Stream. Yeah, but that's what I mean, though. I don't know what country you're from, Adme Jake Killer. In the UK, I don't know what country you're from, but the UK is really really thing with it, to the point that UK, yeah, the UK, in some parts of the UK, you can't get onto university without having maths and English. It's since 2009. Since 2009, if you haven't got maths and English, you can't get onto university courses. So a guy in my college class managed to get around it by saying that a guy in my college class got around the rules there by saying the rules that those rules weren't in place when he left school, which was true, because he would have left school in like 2008 or something like that, 2009, early 2009 or something like that. UK prices. No, that's not UK prices. If you don't have a C in English and Maths, which is if you don't have a level 4 in English and Maths, most companies won't hire you without you having a level 4 in English Maths. In English and Maths in the UK. I'm from the UK. UK prices. UK prices. Well, yeah, a carton of milk isn't going to cost £18 though. A carton of milk isn't going to cost £18. It'll cost more like £1.50, I think. But I haven't bought milk from the shop in quite a while. Yeah, but what I mean, guys, is like, yeah, English and Maths is important. It's £2, is it? Not everywhere though. Prices vary by area, so milk for me is about £1 thing. Shouldn't be too. The price goes up too much though. The price goes up. Literally, when I was younger, depends what you're buying as well though. Depends what you're buying sometimes. Yeah, depends where you're living. Well, it depends. If you're from London, things are more expensive, but I'm from the countryside, so the countryside things are slightly cheaper. Things are slightly cheaper in the countryside, but in some richer areas of the UK, things cost more. It's why a 7-bedroom, a seven in the US it's $3 22. Yeah, in the UK, a 7-bedroom house in London will cost you like £1 million. A 7-bedroom house in London will cost you like £1 million. In the countryside, it'll probably cost you more, 500 grand. Depends where you're from. Depends where you're from. Oh. Literally, my favourite crisps. That would be stupid, Liam. No offence, but that would be stupid. That is why YouTube is. That's why YouTube says 13 years and up on it, guys. Because you, people that are under 13 might put things in that you shouldn't put. Like, yeah, that's some advice to you. You never put your address in a YouTube stream or anywhere online, because that is very very dangerous. That is very dangerous and actually quite a stupid thing to do. Yeah, but then just as some advice to everyone here, yeah, if you are young in these streams, guys, that is a very dangerous thing to do. Literally, there was a guy who was in my Discord server. He generally did that. He's like 17, 18, but he's autistic. And he generally put a picture of his address in. Gotta go by. Have a good rest of your day, add me Jake Killers XO522. Yeah, there's a guy in my YouTube Discord server. This guy commented a picture, was talking to someone about his school artwork. He then put a picture in of his school report card, which didn't just have his address on, it had the school's address, his mum's phone number, and the school's phone number, and his phone number. I deleted the image, but anyone could have saw that in the first hour, in the 8 hours that it was on there. It was on there for 8 hours because only I could delete it, and I was asleep because this guy was in America. Yeah, this guy was weird though. Like, he commented that he was 5'12". There is no such thing as 5'12". There's no such thing as 5'12". Hello, Braille Time. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, this guy commented on my Discord server that he was 5'12". There's no such thing as 5'12". I don't know. This guy would comment some weird stuff. So this guy commented that he was 5'12". You're 6'7". I mean, I would generally be surprised if you were. Yeah, but there's no such thing as 5'12", because 5'12" is what you would call 6 foot. Yeah, that's not a shoe size. That's not a shoe size. When someone says they're 6'7", it means that means how tall they are. When someone says they're 6'7", it means they're actually 6. That's their height, not their shoe size. But if you are 6'7", you are 190. You are 201 centimeters, which is huge. Ooh. I'd be surprised if you actually were 6'7", Braille Time, because that's massive. Like, only 5% of the population are under 6 foot, over 6 foot. Out of the population of humanity, only 5% are over 6 foot. So the population of Earth is 8 billion. So question, yeah, what's your question? Yeah, 1%, guys, literally 80 million. 1% of the human population is 80 million. So only 400 million people are under only 400 million people are over 6 foot. If you had a taco, I'm confused. Unless you're writing a little bit extra to go underneath it. Oh, pardon me, guys. But yeah, yeah, to answer your question from earlier, yeah, you get a good job by getting the best possible score grades possible, because your score grades are very important into if you get your job, whether you're qualified. God, sorry, I choked earlier on the stream, and I'm still a little bit. Ajax versus Inter. Oh, Champions League matches. Inter. I think Inter are stronger than Ajax. Ajax started last season pretty shit. Or is it the season before? They started either the last season or the season before. They started pretty shit. PSG 5-0. Well, yeah, but then Inter are still a good team. They still got to the Champions League final. They got to the Champions League final twice in the last few years. Inter are definitely going to beat Ajax. In fact, though, PSG are just a good team. PSG are a good team. I didn't want PSG to win it. I didn't want PSG to win the Champions League because I don't like Saudi owners because. Well, I predicted that though. I predicted that happening because Man United have been shit for months. Man United is rotten to the core, and it's not the manager. Man United's rotten to the core, and it's not the manager. And do you know what it is, Braille time? Man United have. Hello, Abir. Welcome to the stream. Man United are rotten to the core, and it's because of the players. They've got a load of players on ridiculous money that can't be bothered to perform. They've got too many prima donnas who. Well, no, they haven't always been a curse, though, have they? They haven't been a curse. They've been a curse since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Do you know why they left? Do you know why he left? How dare you talk about my team? But that's true, though. It is true. Man United's problem is not the problem with Man United at the moment is not the manager, because he was pregnant. Why have we got Mark Rutt in the stream? The director of NATO. Blimey, we've got NATO's watching. That's interesting. Because he was pregnant. Who do you support? I support Everton, but. What I'm saying about Man United is my mum's a Man United fan, so I know what Man United are doing. Man United's problem is that they've got a lot of their players are on. I think he retired. No, it came out recently. Obviously, his wife's sister had just died, and he wanted to spend more time with his wife, but he wanted to. One of their former players came out and said that he asked for the board for £200 million to rebuild the squad, and they refused. Ferguson wanted to. There are rumours that Ferguson had convinced Gareth Bale and Ronaldo to join, but he needed £200 million to rebuild the squad, and they wouldn't let him. So he retired. Then they brought in David Moyes, and David Moyes was never backed. So they gave him 60 million. They gave him 60 million to spend over the whole summer. Hello. Yeah, what's your question, Liam? Yeah, David Moyes was never backed by Manchester United. I love David Moyes because, he was Everton manager for the first 11 years of my life. And yeah, David Moyes was never backed as Manchester United manager. And question, yeah, what's your question? But yeah, They never backed. David Moyes was never backed. Yeah, what's your question? What is your question? Rather than just keep saying question, why don't you actually say the question? What question is your question? Oh, cool. I can't answer that because I can't tell what the question was. Yeah, what the problem was. I predicted them losing to Grimsby. My friend's a Man United fan, and my friend Decepted is a Man United fan. What's 0 plus times 9? Do you know what? I can't remember because I haven't had to do a maths lesson in years because I got my maths grade perfect, so I got my maths grade absolutely perfect, and I haven't had to do maths since because I haven't had to do a maths lesson. I haven't had to do a maths lesson in 6 years. Yeah, the problem with Everton is the problem with Everton is they were run into the ground by the owner. The problem, Braille time, was that Everton was run into the ground by the owner. Everton had an owner that basically would splash out on players, that would overspend on players. You know, I was a 6,845th subscriber. Thank you. That's really kind of you. Yeah, we're aiming to hit 7,000 subs by the end of the year. Yeah, the problem with Everton is that the owner ran it into the ground. Basically, Everton had the option to sign Erling Haaland on a free transfer, and they turned it down. The owner turned down the chance to sign 16-year-old Erling Haaland and bought Wayne Rooney back instead. It came out that they missed out on Donnarumma in 2020. They missed out on Gianluigi Donnarumma in 2020. They missed out on Denzel Dumfries, Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz in 2021. You have Grealish, so we do now. But all the players that Everton have missed out on in recent years is ridiculous. Matheus Nunes, who's playing for Manchester City, Everton missed out on him in 2021. Nicolas Pepe was another one they missed out on in 2018. Wilfred Zaha was another one. Yeah, these are the players that they missed out on. They missed out on Ronaldo in 2002, sorry. They considered trying to sign Cristiano Ronaldo in 2002, the year before he went to Manchester United. They got so close to signing Aaron Ramsey, who used to be a real good player. Now he's retired, but played for Arsenal for years. Gabriel, who plays for Arsenal, the centre-back, they came close to signing him in just before COVID, but it broke down. COVID broke the deal down, and then he signed for Arsenal. Any others that I can think of? Oh, Gyökeres as well. Arsenal have just signed Victor Gyökeres. Everton came close to signing him in the summer of 23 before he went to Sporting. A lot of the players that Everton looked at and went, they'll be good signings. A lot of them have become good players since. And Everton didn't have the money to sign these players. Yes, Real Madrid won. Yes, I remember. I watched that match because Carlo Ancelotti, who was Real Madrid manager, at the time, he was one of Everton's previous managers. Yeah, Carlo Ancelotti, who managed Real Madrid for the last 5 years until he resigned in the summer. Ancelotti managed Everton for 2 years before he went back to Real Madrid. Like, Ancelotti, when he got offered the Real Madrid job, there was a surprising thing. Yeah, Carlo Ancelotti, when he left to go to Real Madrid from Everton, the Everton players were absolutely shocked because he just upped and left. He just upped and left. He actually... Do you know how Carlo Ancelotti got the Real Madrid job again? Ancelotti got the Real Madrid job because he called Real Madrid because he wanted to sign someone from them. He was talking about a couple of loan signings that he could make for Everton, because his whole plan was to try and go for the league title with Everton, because Everton had played a real good season. Everton had a real good season where they finished 10th, but they'd been battling for Champions League all season. They finished 10th, but only because there was only 10 points between everyone. In 2020, in the 2020 and 2021 season, Premier League season, 9 teams were top to the Premier League. Southampton, Everton, during the 2021 season, the 2021 season, Everton, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham, all topped the Southampton as well. They all topped the Premier League. They all topped the Premier League table at least one point in the season. So Everton were top after the first 5 games. After the first 5 games, Everton were top the league. Then they went into Boxing Day second, and then they fell apart during the last few games of the season when players started to get injured. In the second half of the season, they ended up finishing 10th. They finished outside the Europa League, the Champions League spots by 8 points, I think. But that was the best season Everton have had in years. The problem that the following season was everyone got injured. Everton were without Richarlison. They were without Calvert-Lewin. They were without Decore, and pretty much they lost the spine of the team. And Rafa Benitez, who was Everton manager at the time, admitted that. He said the problem is we've lost the spine of the team. They lost Decore, who was essential in midfield. They lost Calvert-Lewin, who was basic, and Richarlison, who was basically the influx of goals from the season before. Interesting stuff. But yeah, they lost everything. That season was interesting. And then obviously the following season it started shit, and they survived last game this season. And then they got a points deduction. I think Sean Dyche should go down as an Everton legend, as a legendary manager. You know, the only team in history to get a points deduction and not get relegated. That's interesting though, isn't it? Sean Dyche should get not a statue, but he should get some sort of memorial that the fact that he's the only manager. He kept Everton up despite the fact they had a 10 points deducted, which later got changed to 8. But the fact that he didn't finish bottom as well, they finished with 40 points. So with them 8 points back on, they would have been in Europe. Literally, that season was bizarre. That season, Everton had kicked into life that season. They kicked into life that season. They picked up 14 points, and then they suddenly lost 10 of them. And then after they lost to Man United, and then they went and beat Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Burnley in the space of a week. What was it? 4 games, and it was 4 games, 12 goals, none conceded, I think, because they scored 3 versus Newcastle, 1 versus Nottingham Forest, 11, 10 goals. They scored 10 goals and didn't concede any, which I that's incredible though, isn't it? To get a points deduction and then go and make it back. They said the 10 points deducted, they got it all back in 5 games. and then they got hit. Then they got 6. Then they started going on a losing run, and then they suddenly picked up another 6 points back. But they said the one thing that you can go down as is that they never had any money. Interesting. But that you got to like, even if you're a rival football fan of any club, you got to say that's impressive. Staying in the Premier League despite the fact that you've had so many points deducted, and then not finishing bottom and actually finishing like 15th. Hold on, I think they finished. No, they finished 13th. I think. Let's have a look, shall we? As you can look at the table. Let's look at the table. Let's look at the. Let's look at the table from 23-24. That season, Everton finished 15th, 13 wins, 9 draws, 16 losses, 40 scored, 51 conceded, 40 points they finished with. So they stayed up by 14 points, despite the fact that they'd had 8 points deducted. And then last season they stayed up by. And then obviously last season they stayed up by. No, that's this season. I want last season. And then last season they stayed up by 23 points. And they're currently 5th at the moment, guys. They've won 2, drew 1, lost 1. But they shouldn't have. What they should have won the other day. They literally pummeled Aston Villa, and their goalkeeper just kept him in it, which is interesting. They absolutely pummeled Aston Villa and just couldn't get past the goalkeeper. But their next game is Liverpool, so I would love for it to be a win against Liverpool. Anyway, guys, I'm probably going to end this stream in a minute because I've been streaming for 2 hours and I'm going on holiday in a couple of days, so I need to start by thinking about what I need. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.